Hey guys, welcome back to another one. This is Crypto Elite, home to the #1 Theta community. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. And you can find me on Theta TV as well. Alright guys, in today's video, I actually have a pretty exciting piece of news. It is an updated position and not in the Theta ecosystem, but it has to do with CAA, and I think you will like it here too. This has to do with the Metaverse, and CAA names Joanna Popper as the Chief Metaverse Officer. So yes, CAA is having a section specifically for the metaverse, and that is actually, I think, really big, particularly because we know the Theta token is very well integrated with the metaverse, and there is a partnership between the Theta and CAA. If you scroll down on the official website, you can see the official enterprise validator nodes, and CAA is one of the first ones that's listed there. So I think this is really big news. We'll check out this article and then look into who Joanna Popper is and then how that ties into Theta and overall, mostly just Theta and the future to it. So let's dig into it right now. So CAA is keeping an eye on NFTs and other new digital acronyms that represent some of the new biggest things in Hollywood, and of that is the metaverse. So Joanna Popper has been named the Chief Metaverse Officer at the very large agency, and it's tasked with setting strategy and business priorities for CAA and its clients as entertainment and media companies dive more deeply into virtual reality, blockchain, and NFTs. And this in and of itself is big news, but once you look at who Joanna Popper is and her background, I think you'll appreciate this even more. So let's read a little bit more. Popper will lead a dedicated team of metaverse-focused executives and work closely with the head of strategic development and a executive as well, who guides the efforts across cross-departmental teams who work together. So that is one thing that Joanna Popper will be leading. And Popper, as I'll discuss more in the future, but she comes from HP, which I know HP is not that big, sexy name, but where she worked in HP was very vital. So she supervised the launch of technology as the headset for virtual reality use. She also worked closely with leading studios, so-called extended reality or XR content with DreamWorks, NBC Universal, Sony, Disney, Paramount, and Microsoft. So it's a very large name. Also, she was previously the vice president of Singularity University, which is a NASA base, and as we know, NASA and Theta also have ties with Theta TV, where they continuously stream on. NASA continuously streams on Theta TV, and also a Google-backed organization. And as we also know, there's ties between Theta and Google because Theta runs an enterprise validator node for Google as well. So lots of overlap here, which made me even more excited. So CAA has tendrils in the metaverse, and the thing that I wish they would have added Theta to the bottom of this list too, but this is the main competing factor that we'll have to worry about, because as we know, there's a lot of overlap with Joanna Popper and Theta indirectly, but CAA also has other different blockchains that they're using. It's not just Theta, and I think Theta will have to work to position themselves to be that star player, that #1 blockchain, in order to get the full potential out of this new metaverse strategic office in CAA, because CAA also works with Dapper Labs, which is a huge NFT platform as well, and they also work with OpenSea and Candy Digital. I'm not as familiar with them, but there's some other big names, as you know, that CAA is also working with. So that is this article. But Joanna Popper, we kind of talked about her background a little bit more, is the Chief Metaverse Officer, as we just talked about with CAA, and she is an entertainment and technology executive for VR, virtual reality, and AR, augmented reality, and a documentary producer. So she's award-winning Hollywood and Silicon Valley media executive with a pretty awesome track record. And I won't go through all of this stuff, but we can check it out. CAA, that's where she is right now. At HP, she was the global head of virtual reality and also EVP of media and marketing. She was the vice president of marketing as well. She's a senior marketing manager, and she was also someone who worked at McKinsey. And that is very, very eye-opening too, because McKinsey only hires, the top 1%. And I recently made a video about McKinsey because they came out with this report, which was very eye-opening for the metaverse in general. And McKinsey is saying that by 2030, the metaverse could reach about $5 trillion. So very, very interesting to see that she worked for McKinsey as well. Here is a quick video that she kind of explains what her role was at HP.
My name is Joanna Popper. I'm the global head of virtual reality for location-based entertainment at HP.
Okay, so Joanna, could you tell me a little bit about your role at HP?
At HP, I'm responsible for leading our initiatives around virtual reality with media and entertainment companies. So that includes production houses, production studios, location-based entertainment operators, and venues.
Awesome. So I think that was perfect. And as we know, Theta token is also the next generation of video and entertainment blockchain. So there is some overlaps there, and I was very excited to hear that as well. And not only that, but as we know, Theta and has been in this VR space for a very long time. So I think if Joanna Popper is to reach out to the Theta team, they can see, or she can see, the long history that Theta does have in the overall ecosystem, particularly in integrating blockchain into it. In the past, in 2018, Theta partnered up with Samsung VR, and they made a lot of different breakthroughs. And this was like 4 or 5 years ago now. So this article kind of breaks it down, and I've talked about this in a previous video, so I won't go too much into it, but there is a huge partnership between Samsung and Theta when it has to do with VR. And then more recently, even more high tech, I would want to say, than that previous article. This happened this year, in May of this year. Theta Labs partnered with Sony to launch 3D NFTs, which are compatible with their new device. And the cool thing about this device is that you don't need to wear VR AR goggles. The device is 100% three-dimensional. So if you're standing on different parts of the room, the device is going to move whatever is in whatever it's displaying as if it was real. So that is very, very cool. And I think that would tie perfectly with what Joanna Popper is looking for. Also, so outside of the VR, AR tech perspective, just working at CAA, she is partnered with or a part of an organization that is humongous. So for brands, there's consulting and all sorts of different regimes. There is talents from sports to entertainment. So she has reach into all of these different bases. And one thing that we do know, or one artist that we do know who is a CAA artist and who is currently partnered with Theta, is Katy Perry. So I think this is one thing, as you can see here, here's thetadrop.com/partners, and Katy Perry is still there. And if you continue to scroll through potential for CAA, there is a lot of artists out there. You can scroll for hours and hours, and that's just the how much reach CAA has. So in summary, I'm very excited for Joanna Popper to be named the Chief Metaverse Officer. I think she has the background of VR, AR, and the tech perspective, as well as the reach to reach out to these other artists and industries. And I think Theta would be the perfect blockchain to tie all of that together, because it is the next generation of video and entertainment. Let me know what you guys think of this in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.